Hey guys, today's Thursday, January the 11th of 2024, and I want to go over natural gas. Without any further delay, let's get into it. As maybe you could tell or hear or see, I am traveling and I brought a laptop that doesn't really have all my tools. It's not the NASA computer that I normally use when I trade, but I'm going to use Tradingview to do some analysis. I think this might be a great video for people that don't have the trading platforms that I have. Maybe a lot of yous have Tradingview and use it for something similar. So this is going to be kind of basic and maybe more like an educational, maybe like a little catch up for things that maybe you haven't learned or never knew, or was like, oh, okay, now I see how he does that. And it's going to be on a simple platform, especially TradingView, which is a free one. And I'm using the free one. I'm not using the paid one. I just like it because it's quick, it's online, and it works great. So without any further delay, let's get into it. So this is the weekly chart, and you can see that I don't even have my markers, so I'm like bare bones. So let's just see how this records and everything. This is my first attempt. So I use on TradingView, I like this indicator called Super Trend. What's this? 4 minutes ago. Sector update. Okay. It tells me, buy and sell signals. And you can see that we've never had a weekly buy signal yet. Even when October 23rd, that week, and October 30th, we were very close. It never triggered. And here it looks like we were getting close to triggering it again on the week, actually this week, and we failed. That's one indicator I like to have. When you go to the daily, it changes. Actually, let me go there now so you kind of see what the daily looks. So this eliminates a lot of noise, and also this is for the traders that don't like a lot of volatility, like this back and forth, back and forth. They don't want this buy and sell and buy. They like to okay, if I'm gonna go in there and buy, I want to kind of ride, a nice little trend higher. And even you can look back how this indicator has worked. That if you would have bought it here, you would have probably gone, depending how much risk you want to, tolerate. But it would have kept you in the trend until, it told you to sell. So, you can kind of back test it on the instrument you like to use. And it's all discretion, in regards to risk management, how much you're willing to feel pain or whatever, or just get out even before it tells you to, sell. Look at the daily. You kind of see that the daily, and I'm just kind of working on this range right here where we like based out. You see, you get a buy, a sell, and it's just kind of very choppy. I mean, you can make money, but you're just, it's just a lot of chop. This one kind of worked out great because this was like a nice little sell-off. So this one panned out well, but you don't have them always like that. You got them always back and forth. So as of right now, there is a buy signal as of January the 4th. So we'll see how long that remains. So let's go back to the weekly. I just wanted to do this real quick here. So that's one indicator I like to use and just kind of gauge. We take that off, and then I have my weekly cycles here, and this is from this high of 1002 to this low of 194. You see the tops from here to here. That's the green. This swing here, so it's all fractal in swings, and I want to see if there's any correlation. And as right now, you can see the midpoint of the high, of this high and this high here, was smack in the middle. I can make this maybe a little smaller, was here. This swing from this high to this low lines up pretty much here in the middle. So you got this peak, and this is the peak that we're in right now. So they're all measuring different swing points in the past and seeing how that oscillates into the future. This one here is this gray one is from this low to this high. So I'm going to be looking over here. Unless we take out that high, this will change. This is the one that's more fractal, more manual for me. This high to this high, that stays put until we take out that high. This swing here is a very big swing. And I think from I believe from this low to this low here is my low points that it will be coming in. And this one right here is from this high to this low. So I got it from high to low, low to low, high highs, and this like teal is this upswing here. So I'm just kind of counterbalancing everything and just kind of looking when there's clusters, what I call, and see what happens. So that's that. Let's take that off. Now let's look at the daily. And let's open this up a little bit, auto bit, and shorten it out. So I'm focusing on the battle zone. The battle zone right now is those 194 all the way to this 364. So the first thing I like to do is do retracement, just to kind of see where we at with that. So I get this low, that didn't pick the low here. Yeah, pick that low to this high. And the 50% is at 279. Right now we're hovering around the 382, just 299. And that 294 is important. I'm going to show you why. So we're kind of hovering around there. So that's good. We're above the midpoint of this swing. So that's good. So we're going to delete that. And we're kind of holding support or kind of above 299. Let's delete that. Now let's get this swing that we just made right here. And look, 293 is that midpoint. So we're smack in the middle now within this swing point right here. So there's another 50% down here that I showed you earlier, and we're holding this one right here and kind of hovering around the 382 from this swing to this swing. It just kind of gives me a gauge. It's pretty healthy. Is not as bearish in regards to retracement levels. The next thing I do is I want to see where the 45 angle is. And let's see, we could go to 45. And this is just roughly, it's just to get at least what's a 45. And the reason why I do that is because I want to put my Gann fan. And the only way I could get the 45 is if I know what the 45 is. If you put the Gann fan, you can't tell what the 45 is. I mean, you could, do this. A lot of people do that, that don't know, which is fine. It's not that you don't know. It's like, it just makes sense. All right, I'm going to get this low and I'm going to get this peak and I'm going to put the Gann fan. And then you can kind of see, this, as of now, if you think this is the 1x1, this is like a 1x2 and it's holding and it pierced it. It found support almost at the 1x8, kind of chopped around at the 1x4, found support. And it could kind of make sense. And I know a lot of people do that. I also like to do is find the 45 degree on the chart. And, it's not going to be perfect, but you just want to kind of get it close enough where they overlap and you're kind of close enough. And then this is where again theory is that price or stocks or anything that's above the 45 is more on a stronger position compared to below the 45. So, we're still kind of on the weaker side in regards to angles. And then you could kind of look at, how it was finding support and stuff like that. Broke right through the 1x8. And it's not really kissing any of these angles. But as of what I'm seeing here, this is the 45 degrees. So we'll delete this one. I'll still leave that 45 there. And that was the Gann fan. You could do the pitchfork. We could also experiment with the Gann square. Let's see this here. Yeah, I know I'm gonna have to mess around with the weekly because I'm already running out of space to go higher. So I could delete that. Maybe we could use the fixed Gann square. Now this one is different because this one, I would approach it this way. Let's see. Oh, it's a lot of news. Natural gas drops as forecasts see milder weather coming later in January. Yeah. So it's interesting. There's a lot of things I'm looking into February for some reason, but I'll make another video on that. So with this Gann fixed square, what I was trying to do, I like to find the low and then get an impulse of 3 moves. I believe in the power of 3. I've always I've learned that from Gann, and I've learned it in other philosophies. And this is our low that we haven't taken out. So I always like to take the first 3 impulses of this move and then measure it, with anything. Either Gann technique or any other technique that I find useful that I could put it on those 3 points. But the important point here is this piece right here, because this is your 1, 2, 3. So what I do, I sometimes lock it in right at that point, at that high, because that's my 1, 2, 3. And then you could kind of look at levels, and you can see that this is an important angle going up. And there's a turning point on the grid box right here. And this is where it just collapsed. You can kind of see things. There's one right here. There's another one coming here, turning points. But you can see that the angle is pretty right because this is the 1x1. And on the fixed, it picked automatically the 45 degree angle right here, which is here. So that makes sense. Another way you could do it, and it's kind of harder, but you could get this first box to line up on that impulse, that third impulse wave right here. This is a little tricky because you have to kind of get it, it doesn't have to be close, but you want to get it close enough where, and I think it's doing this because I have it on auto. So you have to take the magnet off. That way it doesn't like lock to the candles, and then you could kind of like get it close there, close enough. That's not bad. And then you see, using the arc on the third impulse wave of a low or a high, whatever you're looking at, you can kind of see, you can see that this was kind of resistance here. It pulled back. It almost like it kissed the arc from here, and then it just failed. It ended, turned here. Didn't get it from here. But you kind of like, experiment. You can see that level still is still there in the Gann grid. This is an important level right here. You can see how we were chopping here a lot. And then this Gann grid ends somewhere around the 29th. So those are the few things I like to look at. And then another thing is, and you guys already know because I've been teaching this a lot, is that price and time, correlate together. Sometimes not perfect, but most of the time they do. And you can see on this one, that's 194 days from this 194 low, $1.94 low. You got this nice explosion, and then things changed here. So this was calendar day. So like what I would like to do is now duplicate this, clone, make a copy. No, couldn't make a copy. So you clone it. Then I take that down here, same place. It's going to give me two information. And I want to go 194 trading days. So this one is picking here. I think I was, my Thinkorswim, it was picking the 19th. For some reason here it's picking January the 23rd. That's 194 days. 194 bars, actually. And bars are pretty much trading days. So, I don't know, there must be some kind of calculations different from Thinkorswim. But nonetheless, it's indicating 23rd. So that's another date I want to keep an eye on. So, could it be that we push higher on the 23rd, and that could be a double top, or maybe another leg higher and then turn? Could it be? I don't know, but it could go either way. Oh, nothing could happen. But what I'm just trying to show you is that those are the little things that I will look for. And also at that 1002 high all the way on August the 23rd of 2022, I'll be looking for $10, 102, anything with 102, on weekly, daily, anything. I'll be looking in regards to time to see if there's any, energy points there that could do a possible turn or volatility increases, and stuff like that. But I think I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to take too much of your time, but I just wanted to kind of show you, oops, because I'm very limited here. But even with that limitation, you're already seeing, some things. And it looks like a lot of buyers are coming in. And when you go into the, 4 hour, it bounced off that 50%. And now it's back in this little consolidation within the 4 hour. So maybe it may want to retest that high. Typically, they like to do that before, they fail. And for some reason, I'm leaning towards something, in February. Once I get closer to the date, I don't want to say anything, but I'm keeping an eye in February. And we have swing lows, seasonalities in February and March. And they're already saying that the weather might not be that cold. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm leaning on a date for February. And the closer we get to that date, I'll let you know, what I'm thinking. But as of right now, I'm just watching the price action and see, what it wants to do. Does it want to push higher? Does it want to push lower? Are we going to go sideways, do another leg lower? The yearly midpoint is 317, so we already pulled back from there. Looks like we're finding support here or chopping around there. But if we could get above 317, that's the yearly midpoint. That's pretty positive if we could just kind of grind higher. But anyway, I'm going to sign out. I'm going to see how this video looks, and if it looks good, then I'll do these videos for the next couple of days until I travel back. And good trading, good success. And I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on natural gas.